It's December and it's insane. There's too many things to do. There's all these lists and all these activities and all this extra stuff. And I don't know about you, but I am stressed out. I'm done. I am over it. And I am bound and determined to reclaim my December. And so I've been doing some things with our family, and I wanted to share them with you in the hopes that it will help you find more joy and happiness and fun in December and kick all the expectations and the obligations and the stress to the curb. So I've got a few tips that I want to share, and I hope that they will help you as much as they are helping us right now. I am in no way perfect at this. I am a work in progress. But as we're working through it, I want to share what we're doing that is making a difference. So let's start with the first one. The first one is we have to reset our expectations. Yeah, that means that I'm the problem, at least part of the problem. I don't say no well. I want to do all the things. I want to go to all the parties, and I want to find the most magnificent gifts, and I want to make the most amazing meals and just everything to be picture perfect for the holiday. But the reality is I cannot do that, and I don't need to do that. My family doesn't need that. My friends don't need that. And so the first thing that I'm doing this December is resetting my expectations. I'm realigning what I really, really want with what I really, really need, which is hard to do. I'm trying to figure out what is really important in this season. And so that starts with a little bit of time, me working and making some lists. And that leads into the second tip, which is planning ahead. So for us, we moved about a year ago. So this is our first Christmas here. And I am looking at, what do I really need to decorate? Do I need to put out every single decoration that we own? Probably not. And so what we're doing as a family is we're deciding, okay, we're going to do a couple of trees because that's what I do. I love Christmas and I love Christmas trees. But we're not doing all the trees and we're not decorating every inch of the house. But it goes beyond that. We're not going to everything that we get invited to. We're deciding who are the people that we want to connect with the most, that we want to build new relationships with, that we have to see because we love them so much. And we're making our plans accordingly. So that means that some of the fun, amazing activities that we get invited to, we're saying no to. And trust me, that is not easy. It's not easy for any of us. But I don't want to say yes out of obligation. I want to say yes because it thrills my soul to say yes, that it brings me the most joy, that it brings the most joy to my family and the people I love. So plan ahead. Plan ahead for your activities, especially because there's so many extra things. And plan ahead for gifts and things like that so that you're not rushing around on the 21st or the 22nd or the 24th. And so that you can know exactly what you need. And as you're seeing things throughout your travels, throughout your errands, you can start to just gather those things up and be a little more prepared. So another big thing that I'm trying to do is maintain my healthy habits during this crazy season. So that means I'm not skipping workouts. If you know me at all, you know I hate working out. But I have a great trainer that I work with who helps me stay on track. And even though this time is really busy and it would be really easy to say, hey, you know what, I can't make it today. I am not. I'm committed to staying with my workouts. And I'm not adding anything new. I'm not trying to do anything crazy. I'm just staying with what my normal schedule is so that I know that I'm at least taking care of my body in the way that it's used to. The other thing is sleep. That kind of goes with these healthy habits. You have to have sleep, and you might need a little extra sleep right now. So make sure that you're not skipping out on that you're not staying up later than normal to get those extra things done. Say no to the extra things. The other thing is, we're going to eat a lot of yummy, amazing food that we don't normally eat. And I will never, ever, ever say to you not to do that. You need to enjoy your holiday. And holiday especially for at least for me, there's certain foods that it's not the holiday without them. But I'm not going to eat like the whole plate of cookies, but I'm still going to enjoy them. So make sure that you keep up with your healthy habits, with your sleep, with your food, with your movement. And just, again, don't set unrealistic expectations. If you have not been working out, now is not the time to start a new program. Wait till January like everybody else. It's fine. Just take care of yourself physically, because you're going to need that energy to tackle the extra things that are coming in your schedule. So, along with that, I firmly believe that you need to take care of yourself. And not just physically, but that stuff on the inside. So take some time each morning to write some things that you're thankful for. This time of year, there's so many things that are hard. People are missing loved ones, and money is tight, and life is hard. But if we start our day with a little bit of gratitude, it reframes everything. Every hard thing that's going to come throughout the day, it just reframes and it helps us to keep in perspective how much we have to be thankful for. So for me, I have a journal that I keep on my bedside table, and I just write a few things down. And sometimes they're the simplest things, like I actually slept last night. I got a good night's sleep. Or, I watched a funny movie. Or I had a great conversation with a friend. Simple, just remember the simple things. It doesn't have to be these big, grand things. Just these small things that we can remind ourselves that we have so much to be thankful for. So, one of the biggest things we have to do is have fun. And a lot of times, especially as moms, we take a lot of effort and time to create these magical moments for our kids that they end up hating or not remembering or crying through or sleeping through. If they're little enough, it might be nap time. So just make sure that as you're creating fun, that it's fun for your family and that it's fun for you. We all need to smile more. We all need to laugh more. And, it may be taking an hour and watching a funny show. Or my son and I love Instagram dog videos because they make us smile and they make us giggle. And it's this really fun time that we have together that's super simple. It doesn't cost anything except a little bit of time. And it is so worth it because throughout our day, then we're talking about those videos and we're laughing. And it's this like inside joke thing that he and I have that I love so much. And so it's just those simple ways to infuse some fun and kick that stress out. I mean, we don't need it. It doesn't help us. It doesn't help our families. And it doesn't help us find joy in this special holiday season. So the other thing that I do every single day is I'm simplifying. So I'm simplifying my Christmas card list. Actually, I'm not doing a Christmas card this year. The last couple of years, I have found that I run out of time. And so I have cards and I send them in January. Well, this year I'm planning ahead and I'm sending the card as a New Year's card in January. And I did not go out and get a family picture taken. I'm going to set up a tripod. I've got a little cheap one I bought on Amazon and my phone, and we're going to take a picture of the family and the dog in front of the Christmas tree in our pajamas and be done. And then I love Groupon to get my Christmas cards much less expensive. And they have beautiful designs for New Year's. And then you can be stuffing envelopes with your kids between Christmas and New Year's. And then your friends and family get this lovely surprise in the mail in January instead of a bill. The other thing with that is I am scaling way back on how many cards I send. If I am not in some kind of normal communication with you, no offense, I love you, but I'm going to send you a text message, maybe a message on Facebook. I'm not going to send a card. The cards are for this year are going to go to our family and our close friends that we are in constant contact with, that we know that they want to see a picture of us, that it's not just we're sending it to everybody on the list. We're going to really be just very specific and very intentional about who we send those things to. And I'm really excited about that because I feel like it's going to take some pressure off. Obviously, it's going to be less expensive because it's less cards and less stamps. But it's also going to be to the people that we truly care about. And I think that's one of the big lessons for me right now is that I want this season to be super intentional and really develop deeper relationships. So that comes to my next tip. How many times have you shown up at a Christmas party, whether it's family or friends or whatever, and you chit chat and you chit chat and you talk about all these surfacey things that, whatever. You know, you talk about the nasty snowy weather or the cold or how hard work is or how crazy this season has been. And yet you're not really connecting. And obviously, like, this is not the time to get super like, what are the hardest things you're dealing with kind of deep. But just ask real questions. You know, ask like, what's the best gift that they bought this year? Like, what's the gift that they're excited to give this year is a great question. Because it ties in, it makes sense in a fun party atmosphere, but it allows you to connect a little deeper. And so I'm just trying to come up with ways that as I am going to these specially selected get-togethers, that I'm truly connecting with these people, because these are people I love and care about. And I want them to know that I want that deeper relationship with them. So one of the other things for me, I have to wash my face. Now, obviously, you know I have a skincare business. So, of course, I'm going to say wash your face. But it has really become a ritual for me. But I do a lot of steps. And so I'm going to simplify the routine for the month of December to save a little time, but still feel like I'm taking care of myself. So, I might cut out some extra steps. I probably will not do it at night because I'm not really good at that anyways. But what I'll do is I'll use makeup wipes, get the main stuff off, but just take those few minutes in the morning and the evening just for me. The last thing that I am doing that I want to encourage you to do is ask for help. We cannot do all these extra things and all the things we normally do without some help. So whether that's asking your partner for some help or your kids or hiring some help, if you are hosting a party, hire a cleaning crew to clean your house the day before. It's too much to do all of that. Now, the other thing is you don't need a deep clean. Have them clean the spaces, or you clean the spaces, or your kids, or your husband, or whoever. Clean the spaces that you're actually going to use for the party. This is not to deep clean and wipe down every baseboard and every wall and clean out the bugs in the light fixture. No. Keep it simple, but get help. It's okay to ask for help. We need to ask for help. The other big thing is when you're shopping, ask somebody for help. Call your favorite local place and say, hey, do you have a shopping service? I am available to do that. I love to do that. I can help you figure out, okay, get Aunt Susie XYZ and work in your budget. And most businesses, especially small businesses this time of year, they want to help you because helping you helps them. And I love supporting local. So call these places, call your friends that have small businesses and say, hey, I need to do some shopping and I don't have time. Can you help me? This is who I need to buy for. This is a little bit about them. And this is what I have to spend. And ask for help with shopping. Also, with the shopping, you're going to have to buy groceries. People need to eat. Use online shopping for your groceries. It saves so much time. I've been doing it actually most of this year. It started last December because it was too stinking cold here and I didn't want to get out of the car. But it creates jobs because somebody's still got to go get my groceries and bring them to the car. But it saves me so much time and it's a huge, huge money saver because I'm not roaming around the store when I'm starving, buying all the things that I think I'm going to make with this, like, I'm going to make this amazing gourmet meal and we go home and have frozen pizza because now I don't feel like it. But I have all these fancy ingredients that I'll never use. So it's a huge, huge time saver and it's a huge, huge, huge money saver. So most of all, I just want to encourage you to take some time to slow the pace just a little bit and find ways to rediscover the joy of this season and carry that into January. So I hope that that's been helpful. If it has, drop a comment. Tell me what you're going to try this year. And if I can be of assistance in any way to you, whether it's shopping or taking care of yourself or your skin, please let me know.